evening. It's Saturday the 22nd of March. It's just past 6 o'clock and welcome to our Saturday evening news programme. And in the news this week, Litter Free Dorset has announced the 35th Great Dorset Beach Clean, and it will take place on the 5th to the 13th of April. And everyone is invited to join in this community effort to keep our coastline in pristine condition. This year's event promises to be bigger and better than last year's, with beach cleans happening all along the Dorset coast from Lyme Regis to Poole. Taking place during the Easter half-term, the Great British Beach Clean is a family-friendly event free for anyone to attend. It's an excellent opportunity to enjoy the stunning Dorset coastline, meet new people and learn about the importance of taking care of the environment. Last year, despite stormy weather, over 200 dedicated volunteers came together to clean up 8 beaches across Dorset. Their hard work resulted in the removal of hundreds of kilos of litter, including fishing gear, hard plastics and even some unusual items like brooms and a fridge, believe it or not. Some of the most commonly littered items on our beaches are plastic bottles and cigarette butts. All plastics will gradually break down into smaller pieces called microplastics, which remain in the environment forever, when they can be ingested by wildlife or leach chemicals into the precious coastal and marine environments. Beach cleans are part of the vital effort to remove litter from the beaches and are a great opportunity for communities to come together. Litter Free Dorset encourages everyone to participate in this year's Great Dorset Beach Clean. You can bring your friends and family and neighbours and help make a difference. Now, you can find out the full schedule of beach cleans if you search on Google for Great Dorset Beach Clean. But for those of us down in South Dorset, the key one is Sunday the 6th of April at Chesil Cove on Portland. That's Sunday the 6th of April, Chesil Cove on Portland. But to find out other events throughout Dorset, go onto the internet and search for Great Dorset Beach Clean. Now, local travel company Crossways Travel is offering a unique pub crawl around some of Wetherspoon's historic alehouses. And this week, this has hit the national press in several of many of the national newspapers. The company has launched the new and quirky tour that will take punters on a trip to 6 of the popular pub chain's drinking houses in Derby, Keswick, Blackpool, Liverpool and Harrogate. It is part of a 6-day tour running from August the 26th to September the 2nd and includes a 5-night stay at a hotel in Leeds, costing £699. Some of the iconic venues include old theatres, listed buildings, an 18th century bank and a former police station and a magistrates court. Crossways Travel is run by a local couple, Matt and Katie Crocker, who live in Crossways. Matt said the tour is creating a lot of interest and explained why the company had decided to start up the unique tour. He said, "We wanted to offer something a little different, and we know lots of our customers enjoy Wetherspoons for lunches, and we've also have a huge following that enjoy historic properties. We haven't done a tour like this before, but with so many historic buildings within the Wetherspoons portfolio, it seemed a perfect choice." Now, Crossways Travel has operated for over 15 years and run an extensive range of day excursions and coach holidays from the local Dorset area and pride themselves on customer service. Matt said, "We are also the only company that offer a driver and tour manager on all of our trips, including all-day excursions. This helps us offer a very personal service to our customers. We have a huge amount of loyal customers from the area who enjoy travelling with us and are more like friends than customers." The company offers day trips, UK excursions and tours wider afield into Europe. And for more information on Crossways Travel, pop onto Google and search for Crossways Travel. Families in Littlemore will soon benefit from a family hub, bringing together essential services and support under one roof. The new Littlemore Family Hub will be based at the existing Children's Centre in the Top Club building, a much-loved space within the local community. Families will have the opportunity to share their ideas on how the site may best meet their needs and learn more about the plans for the Family Hub. And you can do this at 2 information sessions, one on Friday the 28th of March from 11 o'clock till 12 and Friday the 11th of April from 1 o'clock till 2. Both sessions will take place at the Children's Centre at the Top Club building, Louvier Road, Weymouth, and these sessions are open for anyone and will provide an opportunity for families and members of the community to share their ideas and learn more about the plans for the Family Hub. Family hubs are welcoming spaces designed to offer advice, support and activities for families with children and young people aged from 0 up to 25 years of age. Available service will include midwifery, health visiting, financial advice, parenting support, learn and play sessions, activities for young people, and much, much more. You can learn more about Dorset Council's Family Hubs service by going to dorsetcouncil.gov.uk/family-hubs. Now, Dorset's current High Sheriff, Anthony Woodhouse, presented 13 charities, organisations and individuals with a coveted High Sheriff's Award at a ceremony held at the Duchess of Cornwall on Poundbury on the 6th of March. The evening celebrated some of the most deserving people and organisations Anthony has met during his year as High Sheriff of Dorset. Anthony said, "As my year as High Sheriff draws to a close, it's important to me to recognise those who spend their time giving so much to others. In my Shreveport year, it has been a pleasure and privilege to meet so many wonderful organisations with amazing people doing amazing things, often in challenging circumstances and without public recognition. It has also been humbling and has delivered a dawning realisation that our society would simply cease to function without voluntary and charitable organisations." Now, there were 13 organisations and individuals recognised. We can't mention them all here because we'd be here all evening, but I've just picked on 3, I think it is. One is Wayne Napton. He was awarded a Bravery Award on the recommendation of the court for intercepting an incident whereby the victim had been seriously assaulted by someone with a machete. Wayne was recognised in court and by the High Sheriff for being able to assist so thoroughly in the investigation, including giving a detailed and comprehensive witness statement. Then there's the organisation Mosaic, a charity founded in 2007 to fill the gap in bereavement provision for young people across the county. Mosaic supports children and young people who have been bereaved of someone special, such as a parent, sibling, friend or a member of their extended family, and provides help with the support, guidance and comfort needed to help them smile again. I know from our local school here in Wyke that unfortunately they've had to use the services of Mosaic several times for young people at the school and have been very grateful for them. And Volunteer Centre Dorset, an organisation that promotes and enables volunteering to take place in Dorset. It's run by Chief Executive Marie Waterman, and Marie and her team support charitable organisations to advertise their roles and match them up with volunteers. Marie has worked for the charity for almost 2.5 decades, and actually they are embedded throughout Dorset in many, many voluntary organisations and support volunteers and provide them for many organisations throughout Dorset. Now, His Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of Dorset, Mr Michael Dooley, attended the award ceremony and said, "I was honoured to attend the award ceremony where I had the pleasure of meeting remarkable individuals and organisations dedicated to serving the people of Dorset. The High Sheriff is the King's representative in the county in respect of law and order and plays an increasingly active role in promoting the voluntary sector within the communities and highlights the work of often unsung heroes." Now, the new High Sheriff will be Callum Bremner, and he will take office on Sunday, March the 23rd. That's tomorrow. So Callum will become the High Sheriff from tomorrow, March the 23rd. Now, councillors have voted this week to support an increase in the supply of affordable homes in Dorset. This will be achieved through the use of council-owned land and buildings and by leasing more homes across the county. 4 approaches to increase the overall supply of homes were presented to councillors at the People and Health Overview Committee. A plan to supply 100 homes to be used for temporary accommodation for family and single households within 12 months will start first. The council will lease these homes for people needing emergency housing, resulting in minimal use of bed and breakfast accommodation in future. Councillors also supported a proposal for a pilot using council land and buildings to provide homes for people with complex housing needs. Other recommendations were endorsed that will work towards setting up a pilot partnership and building affordable housing on council-owned land and to lease 400 homes a year over 3 years to Dorset residents on the housing register. Councillors heard that more temporary accommodation and affordable housing, including social rent, supported, accessible and adapted homes will be provided, and that residents and council services will benefit from the new provision. Retail chain Primark has lodged its plans to convert the former Weymouth Wilko store, and it's hoping to open in early 2026. The Western Road store has been closed since October last year and could provide a boost for the town, attracting other retailers. Primark's nearest stores to Weymouth are currently Poole and Yeovil. Dorset Council has already told the company that conversion of the building is likely to be accepted in principle, although minor changes to the proposed designs may be necessary. The council have commented the existing elevation of the building appeared dated and drab, so your proposals offer an excellent opportunity for enhancements to this part of the conservation area. The site will give Primark around 2,000 square metres of space on 2 floors, similar to many of its other town centre properties. In its planning application to Dorset Council, which remains open for consultation through to the mid-April, the company say their proposals will inspire confidence in this secondary retail quarter of Weymouth, which has a wealth of heritage and historic buildings within the conservation area. The business claims that the alterations to the former Wilko store will enhance the character and appearance of Weymouth's conservation area and not adversely impact on the setting of the Little Meeting House or result in harm of the significance of any of the non-designated heritage assets. Conversely, the proposed works can be considered to make a positive improvement to the area with the sustainable refurbishment of a former 2-storey retail unit with alterations to the shop front, including rebranding at the upper level of the fascia fronting Western Road. Now, if you've got any comments on that, you've got to mid-April to put them in. Now, officers from Dorset Police are appealing for the driver involved in a road traffic collision in Weymouth to come forward. It was reported that around 6:15 p.m. on Tuesday the 25th of February, a collision occurred in Spa Road at the junction with Ison Road involving a car and a pedestrian. The pedestrian was a 14-year-old girl. She sustained minor injuries as a result of the collision. The female driver of the Nissan Qashqai involved gave the teenager a lift home, but it was reported that the motorist did not leave her contact details and has not reported the collision to police. Police Constable Adam Dunford of Weymouth Police said, after initial inquiries, I'm keen to speak with the driver of the Nissan Qashqai to obtain their account of what happened. I would urge the driver to make contact with us as soon as possible. I appreciate the driver involved in this collision stopped the vehicle to assist the pedestrian. Excuse me, I need a sip of water here. But road users still have a responsibility to report a road traffic collision should personal injury be inflicted or damage to another vehicle occurring. So if you were the driver, you need to get in touch with police. Excuse me. Still staying with Dorset Police. Dorset Police has received 3 reports of livestock worrying involving sheep being injured in the Tullochgorum area. The first incident reported occurred in the evening of Wednesday the 19th of February and saw 2 sheep being injured. A further incident involving 3 injured sheep was reported on Friday the 28th of February, and the third incident with 2 rams having their ears bitten off was reported on Thursday the 13th of March. Police Constable Kate Schofield of Dorset Police Rural Crime Team said, we are continuing to investigate these matters and I would urge anyone with information to please contact us. These incidents all occurred in the Tullochgorum area and I would urge anyone who's witnessed dogs out of control around livestock in this area to please report this to us. With lambing season in full swing and more animals out grazing, we want also to take this opportunity to remind people to keep their dogs under control around livestock. All animals, whether they be livestock or pets, deserve to be safe and to enjoy the countryside, and dog owners have a duty of care. Now, if you've got any information on the road traffic collision or these incidents of rural crime and affecting livestock, then please contact Dorset Police on 101, or if you wish to give information anonymously, you can do this via the Crime Stoppers charity on 0800 555 111. Now, moving to Dorset's Police and Crime Commissioner. He is calling for community groups to apply for PCC or Police and Crime Commissioner funding aimed at helping to reduce antisocial behaviour in Dorset to even lower levels. Dorset's Police and Crime Commissioner David Sillick's Operation Relentless Community Fund was established in 2021 to empower communities and help reduce incidents of antisocial behaviour. Now, the latest round of funding is being launched with community groups encouraged to apply for grants of between £100 all the way up to £5,000 to help make their communities safer places to live. Since the Operation Relentless Community Fund began, 150,000 or just over 150,000 has been awarded to community groups for 35 initiatives which reduce antisocial behaviour or increase feelings of public safety. Projects which have been successful previously include community outreach work, employment skills workshops and sports activities, as well as sessions in primary schools to educate pupils about the danger of county lines. Dorset Police and Crime Commissioner David Siddick said, if you are a charity or local organisation and fit the criteria, I encourage you to apply for funding. Together we can continue to drive down antisocial behaviour offences and make a positive difference to where we all live and work. Applications are open until Friday the 2nd of May, and as we say, grants are between £100 and £5,000. And you can find out more about the fund and how to apply on the Dorset Police and Crime Commissioner website. So if you search for Dorset Police and Crime Commissioner, you will find the website and you'll find information on that fund. Now, 2025 sees ArtsReach celebrate 35 years of working in partnership with rural communities to enrich the lives of people living in Dorset by providing access to creative and cultural experiences. ArtsReach is also part of the Big Give Arts for Impact campaign, providing an exciting opportunity for their supporters to make a real difference to the charity. Now, this is the key thing, and it runs out in 3 days' time. All donations made to ArtsReach between the 18th and 25th of March will be doubled under this campaign. Every pound donated to the Outreach Big Give fundraising page is to be doubled, so any support you can give will be hugely valued to the organisation, will help them on their mission to ensure they can keep delivering a vibrant programme of events to communities right throughout Dorset for another 35 years. So search for ArtsReach and look for the Big Give Arts for Impact campaign information on their website. Make a donation before the 25th and it will get doubled. So really a big opportunity there to raise lots of money for that wonderful body that provides communities throughout Dorset with arts and music and all sorts of things. Now, Dorset Council Trading Standards has taken part in a large-scale national-funded illegal tobacco disruption operation in Ferndown and Weymouth last week. It was coordinated by Trading Standards South West during the week of action that commenced on the 10th of March. Supported by Dorset Police, the operation saw a total of 15,520 illegal cigarettes, 9.1 kilograms of illegal hand-rolling tobacco seized by Trading Standards officers from various premises or vehicles associated with the premises. In addition to this, 334 illegal vapes were seized, and a total retail value of the seized goods was around £15,500. Cheap illegal tobacco and vapes are easily accessible to young people. The money made from their sale is used by organised criminal gangs to finance other illegal activities such as drug, modern-day slavery and people trafficking. Trading Standards officers have discovered several sophisticated concealments across the region being used by the criminals to conceal their stock. Criminal gangs go to great lengths to hide it from authorities, protecting their stock from seizure. Sales of illegal tobacco and or vapes can be reported anonymously if you know where any are being traded or stored. And you can do this on a special website, www.tssw.org.uk/report-it. So that's www.tssw.org.uk/report-it. Or you can call Citizens Advice and report it to Citizens Advice on 0808 223 1133. That's 0808 223 1133. In their latest newsletter, Public Health Dorset have suggested 7 ways to benefit your baby's development, as well as advice about safer sleep for babies. When your baby is very small, you might feel self-conscious talking to them because they can't reply. You might prefer to sing songs or rhymes to your baby instead. Now, some of the benefits of doing this, either talking or singing or reading rhymes to them, is they get to learn new words. It helps them recognise the sounds of words. The rhythm helps them understand more words. When you sing with actions, it boosts fine and gross motor skills. They develop other skills like maths when rhymes include counting. It helps them understand key emotions, and it makes them bond between you. It makes the bond between you and your child stronger. If you'd like to learn more nursery rhymes, you can actually look onto the Public Health Dorset website and find out some information with some links there of how to watch and sing along to some videos. And you can also learn about babies obviously sleeping safer. Babies spend most of their first year of life sleeping. This is a precious time for all, and to make sure every sleep is safe, it's important to follow expert advice until your baby is 12 months old. A baby's sleep can be impacted by their position, the room temperature, a messy cot, breastfeeding, room sharing and co-sleeping. Safer sleep advice should be applied to every sleep, whether it's night and day, cot or pram, quick nap or nighttime sleep. Now, they're recommending that you read information from the Lullaby Trust. And the Lullaby Trust aims to raise awareness of sudden infant death syndrome and create a safer sleep environment for babies. So if you search on Google for the Lullaby Trust, some very, very good, useful, safe sleep advice there if you have a baby under 12 months of age. And finally, in our headlines tonight, the Mayor of Weymouth, Councillor John Earl, is launching the 2025 Mayor's Community Awards and is looking for unsung heroes to be nominated. If you know someone who goes the extra mile to help others in your community, you can nominate them today to be considered for an award from the Mayor. Contact your councillor and then tell them who you'd like to nominate and why you are nominating them. Nominations need to be with the councillor by 12 p.m. on Wednesday the 30th of April. If you don't know who your councillor is, you can visit the Weymouth Town Council website to find the contact details for your local councillor and get nominating those local people today. The recipients will be selected after the closing date and will be announced at a meeting of the Weymouth Town Council's full council in May. Now, the nomination criteria is that they must live within the Weymouth Town Council boundary. The nominee, whether an individual or group, needs to be providing support within the Weymouth boundary. Nominees cannot be serving councillors or staff members of Weymouth Town Council, and they must not receive financial recompense regarding the nomination. It must be for a volunteer. If the nominee is an individual under 18 years of age, then permission must be sought of their parent or guardian. And the final thing, nominations must be received by 12 p.m. on the closing date, Wednesday the 30th of April. There we go. So search out your town councillor and get nominating those volunteers within your community as long as they're from the Weymouth Town Council area. More information on the Weymouth Town Council website. Pop along to Google and type in Weymouth Town Council. It's now time in this week's programme to go over to Andrew Wright for this week's film review and preview.
I'm Andrew Wright. This weekend, the controversial live-action adaptation of Snow White premieres in cinemas. The film stars Rachel Zegler as Snow White and Gal Gadot as the Evil Queen. The film revolves around a princess joining forces with 7 dwarves to liberate her kingdom from her cruel stepmother. The film has been steeped in controversy for years, with aspects such as the colourblind casting, story changes, and reimagining of the 7 dwarves being criticised, as well as Rachel Zegler critiquing the original film, and Zegler and Gadot having opposing stances on the Gaza conflict. So there's been a lot of calls to boycott the movie, and it's a political hot potato. But don't let that stop you from watching it. So far, this film has received mixed reviews from critics who called the film muddled. I think most of the reviews agree that Rachel Zegler gives a good performance, so that's something you'll have to check out for yourselves. Snow White is in cinemas now. Last week, the new Russo brothers movie, The Electric State, was released on Netflix. The film is set in an alternate history 1990s where robots and humans fought a war over robots' sentience, and the robots lost, and then they became illegal and whatnot. And then a young orphan girl begins a journey across America with a robot to search for the brother she thought dead. The film stars Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, Ke Huy Quan, Giancarlo Esposito, and Stanley Tucci, and there's like Anthony Mackie, Woody Harrelson doing voices, so it's quite a starry cast. The film has been panned by critics, who mostly didn't like how it deviated from the novel it's based on. I haven't read the novel, but I thought better of it than critics did. I thought it did fall short of my own personal expectations, because I like Winter Soldier, because it's a Russo brothers movie. I like Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, and I really liked The Grey Man that they did for Netflix. And I thought in this, The Electric State, the main performances are a little wooden, especially in the beginning, and the script is a bit clunky, but it's still, decent watch, and it's a heartfelt movie with a lot to say. So I gave the film very generously, around about 3.5 stars out of 5. It's more of like a 3-star movie, but I'm nice. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I will be previewing the action movie Novocaine, starring Jack Quaid, famous for his roles in The Boys and Star Trek. Now back to Gary in the studio.
And I apologise there, we had some problems with the picture feed from Andrew tonight, but the sound was coming through, but something went a bit weird with the pictures there, but hopefully that didn't spoil your experience of Andrew's report this week. And as the audio was coming through clear, I thought I would proceed with that rather than stopping it. So apologies to you for that. It's now time for the weather this week, and we go over to the Met Office, and this week we are joined by Ellie Glazier.
Hello, welcome to your latest weather update from the Met Office. Changeable conditions are likely to continue as we head through the rest of the weekend, all thanks to an area of low pressure situated just to the south of the UK, bringing various weather fronts that bring some outbreaks of rain. However, into the new working week, we see a ridge of high pressure developing from the west. A few weather fronts just toppling over the top of that high pressure, so a bit more of a focus for some cloud here. But for the majority of us, that area of high pressure brings some more settled conditions, so some dry weather and perhaps some sunshine. Back to the rest of Saturday though, and still a lot of wet weather to get through before we get to that area of high pressure. Plenty of rain across the northern half of the UK, particularly across eastern parts of Scotland, northern parts of England, where it could be quite heavy at times. Any showers we see across central areas today gradually merging to longer spells of rain. A little drier across parts of Northern Ireland, western parts of Scotland and the very far south as well. But with plenty of cloud around, that does mean quite a mild night to come. Temperatures in the south perhaps holding up into the double figures in places. So quite a mild, damp and quite cloudy start for many of us on Sunday morning. The rain that we see across the northern half of the UK gradually starting to ease as we go through the daytime. Some sunshine across parts of Northern Ireland, western parts of Scotland and across the southeast too. And in the southeast where we see that sunshine, likely to see some showers bubbling up through the afternoon. These again could turn quite heavy in places, perhaps some hail and thunder mixed in. So perhaps some localised flooding across the very far southeast through Sunday afternoon. Still quite a lot of cloud around though, but it will still be quite a mild day. Temperatures in the south 17, 18, perhaps 19 degrees, and even in the north 10, 11 or 12 degrees. So feeling pleasant where we do see that sunshine. As we then go through Sunday evening, any of those showers across the southeast gradually move their way offshore, so turning a lot drier for most of us as we go through Sunday evening and into the start of Monday morning as well. Clear skies developing across parts of Northern Ireland, parts of Scotland, so likely to turn quite chilly here, but remaining mostly cloudy across much of England and Wales into the early hours of Monday morning. Where we see that cloud persisting, likely to be a little bit milder overnight, not quite as mild as we saw on Saturday night, but temperatures generally holding up in the high single figures. But where we do see those clearer skies, perhaps a touch of frost with temperatures falling closer to zero. So a bright start across Northern Ireland, parts of Scotland on Monday morning, plenty of sunshine on offer as we go through the morning. That cloudier start though across England and Wales, we see that cloud gradually starting to fizzle away as we go through the afternoon. So some sunshine developing here, maybe the odd one or two isolated showers. Sunshine turning hazier though across parts of Northern Ireland and Scotland as we see this weather front arriving across the northwest. Perhaps some heavy downpours across northwestern parts of Scotland through the afternoon, and temperatures perhaps down a touch compared to what we saw over the weekend, 12, 13, 14, maybe 15 degrees in the south and 11 or 12 degrees further north. That weather front slowly sinks its way southwards as we go through Monday evening, with high pressure then developing behind, so turning much more settled for all of us. But you can find out more about that by hitting subscribe on our YouTube channel. Bye for now.
Thank you very much there, Ellie. And looking at the weather forecast down here on the South Dorset coast this week, changeable, sunny spells, a bit of rain through until tomorrow. And temperatures are not too bad. In fact, probably much of the same we've had the last week, where we get sun in the morning and then it gets grey and dingy later in the day, which is a bit of a pity. It'd be nice if it stayed sunny all day, but there we go. We will stick with that as long as we haven't got the wind and rain. Looking to our What's On, tomorrow, 23rd of March, the Pink Floyd Experience at the Pavilion. First of all, that's Pavilion first of all. So Pink Floyd Experience. 24th of March, film Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. 25th of March, film June Part 2. 26th of March, Macbeth. 27th of March, an evening with snooker player Jimmy White. And 28th of March, the story of Guitar Heroes. More information about these and many other concerts and films at weymouthpavilion.com. Moving to the Knowth, this weekend is the Victorian Children's Weekend. That continues tomorrow, 10:30 to 4. Lots of activities going on there. 30th of March is a Rocking Mother's Day day. 5th of April to 21st of April, Easter Wonderland at the Knowth. More information on those on the Knowth website at knowthfort.org.uk. Now, we mentioned about Arts Reach. Now, Arts Reach have got coming up in our locality, 28th of March, the Tukey Plastic Man at Portersham Village Hall, and a double bill, Nancy's Orange and the Butterfly Collector, on the 28th of March at West Stafford Village Hall, 29th of March, Child Oakford Village Hall, and 30th of March at St Abbas Church. More information and tickets for those and many other things at artsreach.co.uk. Now, a number of local bands from the 70s, 80s and 90s are coming together on the 25th of April at the Centenary Club at Jubilee Sidings, raising money for local charities. Concert starts at 6:45 p.m. It's going to include Violin Shop, Replay, The Cats, Nick Capaldi and friends. Tickets are £10 and they are available by calling 01305 859 310. That's 01305 859 310. Now, finally, church services are in Wyke tomorrow. 8 a.m. communion at All Saints Church, 9:30 communion at All Saints Church, and 11 o'clock at St Edmunds is a service of the word, a non-communion service. Our other programme, our quiz, is on tonight at 7:30. You'll be most welcome to join us. It's family friendly, it's free of charge, and it's there for anyone who doesn't like watching TV on a Saturday night. And if you're sat at home on your own on a Saturday night, why not join us for our quiz and join in with other people online all together for an hour or so. Streams go live at 7:20 for a prompt start at 7:30, and everyone is welcome. Now, that brings us to the end of this week's programme. If you've got any news or events or any other things to share with the people of Wyke Regis, Weymouth and Portland, South Dorset and beyond, then do drop us a line at news@wykeregis.tv. We would love to hear from you. Other than that, it just remains for me to say have a good weekend and a good week ahead, and I look forward to being back with you next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Good night.